With over 400 wineries and lots of breweries all around, you might think that all we do in Sonoma County is go out for a drink. But what if I was to tell you you can live or visit Sonoma County and not drink at all? That's right, stay totally sober. I have lived in Sonoma County for over 3 years and I have been sober for close to 6. And I can assure you there's so much more to the county than just its name, wine country. So whether you're looking to embrace a more sober lifestyle, you're sober curious, or drinking just really was never your thing to begin with, this video is definitely for you. So let's start off with the number one reason that I think Sonoma County is so attractive, and that is nature. We have to look at the setting in which, these wineries exist, and that's really why everyone wants to come here to begin with. If there were over 400 wineries, let's say, in, downtown Dallas, it might not be as attractive, but it's the setting that makes it so beautiful, so serene. Sonoma County is full of trails and forests and fields and the redwoods and the ocean. So there's a lot of diverse landscapes as well. And there's so many ways to enjoy that without a need for a glass of wine. One of my favorite ways to start the day is at Armstrong Redwoods Natural Reserve in Guerneville. I love being out in nature, having that, true nature bath experience, which is so good for your nervous system, a way to reset. And obviously the ancient redwoods they smell amazing. It's a wonderful feeling, and it's a great way to connect with nature. Another must visit spot is Bodega Bay. It's great because it's only about 20-25 minutes away from West County, Sebastopol area, Petaluma area. And you can hike the coastal trails or just sit on the beach with a good book, enjoy the fresh ocean air, the bay air. It is always a great place to go and recharge. The Pacific Ocean just always blows me away. If you love a good hike, Sonoma County has so many different trails to explore. Some are peaceful and easy, which is definitely my style. I kind of love like a good paved trail, but there are definitely things that could be more challenging. If you're into mountain biking, we have those as well. The Cordham Trail along the Sonoma coast is one of my favorites. It's a moderate hike with really amazing views of the Pacific Ocean, beautiful wildflowers, and of course those dramatic scenic cliffs that make the Pacific Ocean the Pacific Ocean. This is honestly the kind of place where you really want to be fully present, so drinking, you don't need to do that here. There's so much to look at and enjoy, and you don't need any other distractions. If you are looking for something a bit more challenging, the trails in the Hood Mountain Regional Park are perfect. The hike to the summit is steep, but it's worth it. The views are panoramic. They're gorgeous. You can see all of the county. Basically, it's absolutely worth it. Okay, if physical exertion isn't your thing, or maybe you have mobility issues, driving all throughout the county can be very enjoyable. The Bohemian Highway is a stunning route that winds through the redwood forests, the rolling hills and small towns like Occidental and Freestone, and it's just a great way to experience nature without getting out of the car. I definitely grew up doing a lot of drives throughout Ohio in my life, and my dad, who has mobility issues now, he previously really enjoyed coming and just being able to drive and soaking it all in. So if you want to see more videos like these, if you want me to go into further detail on a specific topic, please give me some feedback and please subscribe so the channel can grow, and that's going to allow me to make more time, more resources dedicated to producing content like this for you. So we talked about nature. Let's get into some of the arts and culture. You're looking for something, a little bit more action oriented, maybe out with people. You're done with nature and now you're ready to move on with your day. What is there to do in Sonoma County? How do you enjoy it? So I highly encourage you to check out the arts scene in a lot of different towns. For example, in Sebastopol, we have the Center for the Arts. It's a really great spot for artists and the artist community, but they host events, all the time, year round, and there are exhibits happening a lot of the time. So you could just pop in there and kind of check and see what's going out. There in the fall is a program called Art Trails, which is all across the county. And that's where they have a really cool map and you can go and visit different artists in their studios, which I think is so neat to see an artist in their actual studio. Oftentimes they're on their homes or a different part of their property. And that's something very, very cool to check out in the fall. There is also the Healdsburg Art Walk, and it's a great art experience. It's also self-guided, so you can kind of, go check it out, maybe go and get a coffee, go and get some delicious lunch, and then go back and check out the galleries and the public art installations kind of on your own pace. It's a great way to experience the local Healdsburg culture, and Healdsburg is always a beautiful place to just hang out and soak in some beautiful sunshine and that warm California air. We also have a symphony in Santa Rosa, the Luther Burbank Center for the Arts. Great venue. I've seen some really interesting performers and performances there. And something I haven't really talked about is the Grayton Casino. We actually get some really cool performers there as well. I think Patti LaBelle is there in November. And the Hot Mug Tavern in Sebastopol, my husband loves it. We go a lot. It's a great venue. They also have a location in Novato. It's a great place to see a show. So let's get into family activities. Is wine country, family friendly? Yes, it 100% is. Let me tell you about a couple spots. So Charles Schulz Museum. Charles Schulz, if you don't know, was the creator of Peanuts. He lived in Santa Rosa all the way from 1958 to the day of his passing, and he is buried in Sebastopol. We love Peanuts around here. You're going to see it sprinkled all throughout the county. Our airport is named after Charles Schulz, which is an awesome airport, by the way. I just finally got to fly in and out going down to LA, and it was a dream experience. I loved it. So the Charles Schulz Museum, great place to spend with the family. Right next to that is Snoopy's ice skating rink, which is like a true blast from the past. Very reminiscent of like the late 80s when your parents could drop you off and you could go to the roller skating rink. It's so fun. It's got this like real vintage feel. And then next to that is the Children's Museum of Sonoma County. And I have to say, coming from San Francisco, where we have a lot of different museums and things, this is an awesome, really, really cool museum to check out with the family. There's indoor, there's outdoor, there's lots of fun things to do. There's a lot of learning experiences that your little ones can have. Very, very fun. Something else I wanted to mention for kind of the older kids is the Sonoma Zipline Adventures in Occidental. Now, it's really geared towards older kids. My son is 9, and I think he's going to be ready for it soon, but certainly, teenagers and adults alike. It is a really interesting course. It has 7 different zip lines, 2 sky bridges, a spiral staircase, rappelling back to the forest floor, and it has one of the longest zip lines at over 1,500 feet. Apparently this is like the longest one in Northern California. So I haven't been there yet, and I really, really want to check it out. I am literally just scratching the surface here because there are dozens more activities for families in the area. We have really cool comic book stores. My son goes to a cool comic book store in the Rohnert Park area called Funonomian, and he plays Pokemon, which I think is so fun. We also have Sessions, which is a indoor rock climbing gym that is relatively new, and that's also a great way to spend the day with your kids. Okay, so I talked about some things to do. Where are you going to eat and drink in wine country? In a recent consumer goods study, as many as 61% of Gen Z and 49% of millennials are trying to drink less in 2024. I know, that's like a big statistic. So you can imagine that Sonoma County, California, kind of these trend-setting states have responded. Now, in the past, if you went out to drink, maybe your options were Coke, Diet Coke, Club Soda, or maybe an O'Doul's. Today, if you haven't checked out the non-alcoholic market, there are a plethora of options. Restaurants are catering to the alcohol-free crowd with an array of delightful offerings, including wineries as well, which is very cool. I talk about Handline, which is one of our favorites in Sebastopol. They have kefir on tap. They also have hot cider right now because it's the fall. And then they have a lot of different canned and bottled options like Ethic Cider, which I recently tried, and it's really yummy. A couple other places to check out, lo and behold, in Healdsburg, they offer a dedicated spirit-free menu with drinks like the Caribbean Queen with passion fruit, lime, orange, and coconut. I love passion fruit. It's very evocative of Hawaii. And the Montage Resort, which is very posh, sexy, and cool. Of course, they're making mocktails. They have drinks like the Sly Mongoose, which has jalapeno, cowboy candy, ginger beer, and lemon. And they're served in, beautiful glassware. And it really doesn't matter what's in the glass, if it's alcohol or non-alcoholic. It's the idea of coming together with your friends and your family and having a special glass, having that special moment. I promise you, going out and having a mocktail is just as much fun. Fern Bar in Sebastopol, which is really known for their craft cocktails, has over 5 non-alcohol items on their menu, including a Phony Negroni with a 0-proof Riesling. And let's talk a little bit about Sonoma Valley. Meadowcraft Wines offers a flight of mocktails that you can really smell, taste, and savor in the same way that wine drinkers are enjoying their wine, making sure that no one is left out. This is also a really great option if you have a designated driver with you and you want to make sure that they don't feel left out. Hamill Family Wines is offering a botanical soda or tea, a flight of those, and those are being created in-house by their sommelier. So they're getting kind of that, same attention and love that maybe the wine drinking patrons are used to. Let's talk a little bit about some of the products that are being made. I love all the kombuchas, the elixirs, the non-alcoholic spirits. Companies like Little Apple Treats, they have a passion fruit blood orange guava shrub that is to die for. I just add it with a little bit of club soda and lime. It's delicious. And there is also Flora Luna elixirs. They make a wide variety of products that you can add to drinks. And for a while, they did actually have a non-alcoholic bar in downtown Petaluma. I'm sorry to say it's closed. I'm really sad about that. But the product line is still around and it can be found in a lot of different places throughout Sonoma County. Sonoma also has a lot of options for great coffee and tea. Some of my favorites are Monday Bakery on the Sonoma Plaza, Retrograde in Sebastopol, that's my number one favorite, Avid in Santa Rosa and Petaluma, Black Oak Coffee Roasters in Healdsburg, and the Tea Room in Petaluma, which, fun fact, they make the best pancakes I've ever had in my entire life. They have so many different types of pancakes too, but the sour cream pancakes, I know it might sound like maybe a little off, but imagine kind of like a buttermilk pancake. The sour cream pancakes are to die for. And the portions are really ample and it's still like relatively affordable. Definitely check out the Tea Room. As you can tell, I'm really passionate about food. That's really my background. My parents had a restaurant, my grandmother had a restaurant, and before I got into real estate, I worked in the restaurant industry. So I love food, and I have another video coming that's really going to dive deep into all my favorites in Sonoma County. I will link that in the description when it is ready. So I hope that I helped you feel a little bit more comfortable if you were thinking, gosh, I don't drink, and why would I want to move to wine country? It's named wine country after all. Everyone's just going to be drinking wine and I'm going to feel left out. I am here to tell you, as someone that made the decision to stop drinking 6 years ago, there are plenty of fun things to do and you are never going to feel left out here, because this is truly the best time. If you are thinking of not drinking or cutting back, it is the best time because there are so many delicious things that you can drink and enjoy and really, not feel left out. Maybe if you're going out to a winery or if you are going out to dinner. If you are thinking of making a move here, please reach out at emily.beaven@compass.com. I'd love to talk with you about real estate, learn more about what you are looking for in a property. And thanks so much for tuning in. Make it a great day.